Hey Aries Taurus, welcome into your love reading for April 2025. I thank you so much for being a patron, being here and tuning in. And I hope that this message serves you when it is meant to. All right, we're going to be looking into all things love here, okay? But in a different order with the decks. So I feel called to use the journey of love first. We're going to see where you are from your point of view in love and romance. Then we'll clarify that with tarot. Then I will pull from the romance stars oracles to get any sort of dynamic energy between you and others outside of yourself. And then we'll clarify that with the sacred geometry of relationships deck, okay, just to get a little bit more understanding. I did modify the deck so it no longer has that blurb at the bottom. I'm just going to intuitively pull the message from this deck, okay? But I hope that this structure will serve you well in this month. And let's go ahead and get into it, Aries Taurus, okay? Divine Mother, Heavenly Father, Holy Spirit. Where is Aries Taurus at in their journey to love or journey of love? Where are they at on their journey of love and romance? Okay, we've got Spiral Dance of the Goddess, okay, which gives me Venus retrograde. That spiraling backwards, right? Which will be over on the 12th, okay? I am recording this before then, so keep that in mind while receiving these messages. But you have a beautiful green energy here, 29, okay, showing up, breaking down into an 11. You've also got 3 to 1. Which does talk about the birth of something new, whether it be a child or something you can look at as a child, something you've nurtured, a business, an opportunity, a new lifestyle, new perspective, okay? Whatever that is, you are birthing something new into your life. When it comes to love and romance, there is this sense of newness, okay? You've got a 4-card reading here with drop into your heart at the bottom. And gifts received. Okay. Gifts received with fire and ice. Okay. You could be connected with a water fire sign or in some sort of relationship with a water fire sign, or you might soon be. Okay. That might be the gift. You might have some sort of balanced relationship. Because that earth and water dynamic, both feminine energies, if you, let's just say you are dealing with a water fire sign, right? That earth and water dynamic is so similar, but also kind of balances it out. So this could be a relationship that really does birth something new for you, or like a new love experience. I haven't experienced a relationship like this, or a connection like this, or a love like this, or maybe all of a sudden there's this desire to actually have something solid in love and relationships for some of you. With this gift received, yeah. I do think for those of you that are of childbearing age or are looking to have children, it does feel like there's a spirit baby here, okay? That might be asking you to drop into your heart, Aries Taurus, okay? So that this fire and ice can do its spiral dance between you and this person. So there is somebody here, okay? They might look at you as a gift. You might look at this connection as a gift. You both might feel that way, okay? But it is something with the hand of the divine on it for the goddess to kind of show up in the titles already. So 29, 10, 13, and 37 could be significant numbers for your love energy. 13 breaks down into a 4. 37 is another 10, so 10, 10. Maybe October 10th is significant as well. Or it might be. That might be a significant day for you coming up. I know that seems so far away, but the way these days are rolling on by, we will be there before we know it, okay? So I would say give your love life till October to really kind of either bloom or birth something new for you if that's what you're looking for, or create some sort of shift between you and someone, okay? Beautiful. All right, as always, I'm going to read it. Well, maybe not as always, but newly, I feel guided to kind of read from the book towards the end. So let's pull the tarot. Right away, you got the 7 of Wands. Something about Venus's retrograde right now could be guarding you, or you might feel really guarded in the heart right now, feeling overprotective of yourself or overprotective of someone else. Maybe this is a child you share with someone that you feel overprotective of, okay? Whoa. All right, no longer taking cards that fall on the floor, but it is the Queen of Cups. Yeah, could definitely be a child involved here. Ace of Pentacles flipping out here at the bottom of the deck. What's the spiral dance of the goddess here, Spirit? Thank you. 10 of Wands. Okay, so you're definitely in fire energy. I'm just trying to make sure everybody's on everybody's on camera properly. Okay, and then you got the Wheel of Fortune on the bottom. Let me scoot this over just a bit. Okay. Yeah, I think Venus's retrograde has been helping you relieve yourself or let go or take a step back from certain relationships and partnerships so that you can refocus on yourself, okay, in some way. This spiral dance of the goddess could also be bringing you together with this fire and ice energy, or helping you create this fire. You could be the fire portion of this ice, okay? Take it only as it resonates. The Ace of Wands here. Beautiful. Yeah, it definitely maybe slowed down your love life. Maybe you feel like your love life has slowed down a lot, or, you know, it used to be popping and now it's a different story. That might shift here definitely before October, okay? And you got the Moon to further clarify that Ace of Wands. Yeah, there could be some sort of resurgence during the next moon cycle. Maybe you've been on the fence on whether or not you want love after maybe ending something, especially if you already have children, you know, maybe the relationship with the partner you had a child with. It's like, I was really hoping for that, or I don't know if I want to ever get into another relationship after going through that. You know what I mean? Maybe that's where you've been. And this 9 of Pentacles energy for sure. Here's the 7 of Wands again. Okay. I feel like there is some sort of regret or this feeling of remorse, disappointment that you weren't able to, like, especially if this is like you, you're no longer with the parent of your children or your child, or if that's your storyline, it doesn't necessarily have to be, but it's just really kind of making peace with the reality that is, right? Something about not being able to protect a child or your own inner child or yourself from some sort of conflict. Like trying to avoid that, but maybe not necessarily being able to. So maybe there's a little bit of guilt coming up. Okay, and definitely be gentle with yourself. Or maybe it's just heartbreaking to think that you have to go through these challenges. Some of you, yeah, there is some sort of relationship that has posed a lot of challenges for you, Aries, Taurus. And that's what maybe is causing this heartbreak. Like something shouldn't be this difficult. 7 of Pentacles, okay? Got Mercury retrograde energy showing up here for you. Yeah, something shouldn't be this difficult. Maybe it's that 3 to 1, right? That sense of unity is missing. Yeah. Yeah. But when something reaches its end, it reaches its end, you know? And I think there's maybe a little bit of compassion you want to give yourself here, Aries, Taurus. Okay? Give yourself a little bit more compassion, my loves, because I do think that there are these complex emotions maybe coming up for you from all that you've experienced on your journey of love thus far. Not really knowing how, feeling like you don't know how to feel about certain things, or like, you know, yeah, I'm grateful to have my children, but man, the circumstances, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's heartbreaking to maybe watch. Like, I feel like I'm in your point of view as you're viewing something or someone. And it's like, it is a gift, right? Especially if this is centered around some sort of children energy. It is a gift to have children. It is absolutely a blessing, right? And I just heard, that's what I tell myself. Yeah. I think you know what you might still be grappling with a little bit when it comes to some sort of relationship dynamic you are separate from, or that caused some sort of heartbreak. The things that were said, promises that were made that weren't kept. It's almost like you want to blame yourself for believing in someone, believing that someone loved you or cared for you or wanted this family with you or something like that. It's like, why would they say that if that's not what they really wanted? So again, I think that there could just be a little bit of scrubbing that out of the heart chakra here, to ultimately return to the fact that, you know, the fact that you're still here, still kicking, still living, still breathing is a gift in and of itself. Okay. Trust that you can handle what is on your plate when it comes to love and romance or relationships and partnerships, however they have transformed. You are capable, more than capable, Aries, Taurus, of creating a harmonious balance where it's needed, okay? You are, right. It's defeating, though. It's almost like discouraging. Whatever this Three of Swords was, it definitely maybe discouraged you from believing in love at one point or desiring love at one point. It's just betrayal. These are betrayal runes that might be coming up here. Disappointment wounds. Yeah. Yeah. But y'all know when that Five of Cups comes out in a love reading for me, it's that signal and sign to let spilled milk be spilled milk. Return back to yourself. Return back to that Two of Cups, okay? And take the time needed to rebuild the relationship with yourself. Because I definitely think some of you are recovering from burnout in relationships. And that can be experienced when you overextend yourself too much. So maybe some of you are like anxiously attached, and again, there's no judgment, no shade, no nothing here on my channel. We all got our ish, right? We're all working and learning and trying to grow in love in a multitude of ways. So maybe that's something you might realize, that there's a lot of anxiety when it comes to relationships, or a lot of unknowingness, and or not feeling reassured in connections, or seeking that affirmation in relationships of everything's good, everything's okay, I still love you, I still care, and I'm maybe really, really deep under the surface with it. That's just where I am in my own cosmic energy right now. But take it at whatever depth level feels right and appropriate for you. But I do think that it's hard to wrap your mind around some sort of Three of Swords being a gift. So not necessarily seeing the blessing in disguise just yet. So maybe that's something that Spirit is going to definitely be working on you for, to kind of get to that point of view where I still think you're looking at what has spilled over, and aren't just, maybe your heart isn't ready to look at the Two of Cups still standing and appreciate and find gratitude. That takes time sometimes. Knight of Pentacles, it takes a moment. So even though you maybe feel like it's been long enough, give yourself a little bit more time, okay? A little bit more time. Clarify? Yeah, give yourself a little bit more time. Rediscover what it means to truly care and love for yourself, or make loving choices and decisions for yourself. Really apply all that you've gained. And I think that's a process. You go and you grieve, you come back to that Three of Swords, you overthink it, you think your way through it, or feel what you need to feel, the anger, the sadness. And then on the other end of that is this kind of like relief of like, okay, well, at least now I know. I know now the signs. I know better next time, right? You're getting there. And I would definitely say, try not to force it. Don't force yourself to be ready for something that you might not be ready for. Give yourself a little bit more loving, a little bit more room and space to grow beyond this Three of Swords, okay? Yeah. Yeah, but I get it. I think it's like you're ready. You do. I think you dream about deep love. You dream about some sort of connection for sure. Or there's that desire there, really, really strong desire for that. So clarify a little bit more the Four of Cups with the fire and ice. Yeah, I just don't know that you're ready yet. Patience, exactly. Temperance energy. With the Knight of Cups. I just don't know that you're ready yet, and that's okay. That's all right. I feel like that Four of Cups is coming to say that the divine does have love for you. Yeah, judgment energy. It can be called up. It can come. It can manifest. It's possible. It's there. It's just a matter of you being ready for it. Yeah, there's still some growth happening and shifting happening in the mental space here, okay? So let's get into what is this relationship dynamic centered around the Three of Swords that Aries Taurus has out here, divine. Thank you so much. What is this dynamic? Oh, what's the relationship dynamic here? Okay, you've got patience. Why the rush? Yeah, there's no need. Nah, there's that temperance. I'm gonna put that over here. There's no need to rush divine timing. Enjoy the journey because it's worth the wait. Clarify. Love at first sight. The instant gravitational pull you two felt when you first meeting lets you know that this is a soul connection. 3 to 1. Yeah. What else? Thank you. Forgive and heal. That's definitely maybe what you are in the process of. And like I'm saying, it still might take a little bit longer than you like. Okay, don't try to, don't allow yourself to like fall into the quicksand kind of feeling that you might be experiencing. And you got vivid dreams. Like I said, your dreams are definitely cluing you into what Spirit is trying to get you to be patient for. Okay. Okay, and clarify a little bit more. And laughter shared between two soulmates warms the spirit in a way no coat ever could. So what I'm feeling from that is Spirit is saying it's okay to hold on to the I don't even want to say it like that. Let's scratch that whole sentence. Not holding on, but it's okay to feel the warmth of happy times and happy experiences that you've had with others, even if they're not in your life anymore, even if the relationship didn't work out, even if they turned out to be your worst nightmare. It's like, don't shame yourself for your heart still reaching for those memories. Don't let that trying to cut that off. Let that go. Okay, just let it be. It doesn't necessarily mean that you want to be back with somebody. You might be dreaming of an ex. It doesn't necessarily mean you want to be back with someone. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're coming back. It's just the heart reaching for a familiar feeling to kind of reintegrate the awareness that that's possible, that that's still something you're capable of. That's what I'm kind of getting at. It's like little reminders of what it felt like to be in that love at first sight, or have those funny moments, like as like a sign of hope. Okay, as a sign to keep going, keep your heart open, keep doing the work, Aries Taurus. Okay, so before we clarify a little bit more, let's read this from the book just a whittle. Let's get a little bit more detailed information, and then we'll get the last two oracles on it. 29. With the spiral dance of the goddesses, from a point of light unfolding, we become a soul, then incarnate into a sacred body, and our lives become a work of divine art, a speck of heavenly presence manifesting itself through dimensions of time and space into a life on earth made manifest. The extraordinary fact of your existence is a divine happening. Okay? The message of this oracle to you is that you are growing. You are bringing more of your light into form. You may be meeting obstacles in yourself and in the world, but this is because you are bringing through the light. If there were nothing happening, there would be no obstacles. So bless them as signs that you are proceeding, and empower them no more. You shall be, all else is just divine timing. And that's that returning to the Two of Cups. You shall be. Even though that didn't last, even though that doesn't exist anymore, this connection isn't there anymore, it's fine. You still exist. That's what matters. Refocus, recalibrate the mind. But I get it. It's difficult. You're in that 10 of Swords around it because it's so nice when you get to experience that warmth from another human being. Oh, it can shift somebody's whole world, whole life, whole day, right? That kind of kindness or that kind of camaraderie or that kind of connection. And it's what we seek out as humans. So again, very human, very normal, very natural. I think you just got to give yourself a little bit more room and space for your healing process, okay? Let's talk about 3 to 1 right quick. Oh, what's that number? 10. Okay. It says this oracle holds a message for you that new life is upon you now. You are being reborn and will give birth to what is meant for you in this lifetime. There's no need to worry, Aries, Taurus, okay? Just pray with an open heart that you may be supported to fulfill your destiny. You already are, of course, but prayer can help you realize it. The rest is in the loving, capable hands of the divine. So this might be, I think you want that. Like, you want that love at first sight. So this might be a opportunity for you to sit back. And again, you're going to hear me talk about this, Aries, Taurus, especially when it comes to your energy, for a while. And sit back and allow a little bit more yin energy, a little bit more feminine flow, a little bit more water to move through you. Okay? But I see you, I feel you and see you fighting memories. And I think Spirit's trying to get you to stop fighting and resisting, because that might be causing resistance in your love life. So it's just activating that patience. And it's tough. It absolutely is. Okay, let's go to 13 with gifts received. This oracle holds a message for you that the universe is trying to get something to you. That's what I've been saying. More abundance, more love, an answer to a prayer. Sometimes the healing comes in unexpected packages. Sometimes we try so hard to find the answer, exerting so much effort to receive, that we make things harder for ourselves than they need to be. So relax, Aries, Taurus. Have some fun. Be at peace. Everything is working out just fine, and there's a nice surprise coming your way. Like I said, something's coming. Something's coming. But your heart has to be ready for it. And even if you're ready for your heart to be ready, your heart might not be ready. Don't force that process. Don't rush that process, okay? Alrighty, my love. And then fire and ice is 37. Okay. Okay, it says this oracle brings you guidance that the conflict you feel within or externally is a sign of your spiritual growth. Soon you will grow larger than the conflict, but for now, you do not need to engage in it. Simply be present to it and allow it to work its way through you until you're strong enough to have outgrown the conflict, giving rise to a clear direction. It may seem impossible, beloved, but it's not. You are a vast being. Give yourself a chance to realize this and have patience, doubling down on that, okay? All is becoming, including you, according to the perfection of divine design. This oracle brings specific guidance, though, on any relationship matter requiring a decision. Until you have the simple clarity in your heart, beyond the pushing away and pulling closer, then it's time to wait. For there is more yet to be revealed. Only when your heart speaks clearly, then you will do well to act as feels truthful for you. Okay, so it sounds like your heart is still trying to discover the truth of what it feels about where you are on your journey of love, and the divine is kind of asking you for a little bit more time, a little bit more grace towards yourself. Okay, yeah, so I get that feeling of looking at your love life as a failure, or like you have failed. No, you have not failed. You have loved and you have lived and you have learned, and that's what life is about. No failure, just learning. No failure, just learning, okay? So clarify a little bit more. What else does Aries Taurus need to know about this dynamic? Romance, right? Your dating life is about to get exciting. Enjoy the company of your special someone or potential partners. I kind of want to put that over here. That's what I'm saying. I think you do have a good romance coming your way. Ego versus self, but this is what you got to heal through for sure, okay? Don't fall for the trap of always listening to your ego. Trust the guidance of your true self, because our egos can easily influence our thinking with fear. Okay, and you got ghosting. Yeah, this could be, that could be the Three of Swords. There could have been somebody that kind of ghosted you here, and it kind of touched on that tender spot that you might have been trying to heal or put a band-aid on through this connection, okay? It says the communication between you and someone seems non-existent. Don't allow this moment to taint your dating life with others. Exactly. And you got the first time. So this could have been a connection where first time in a long time, or first time after some sort of heartbreak, you found yourself enjoying someone's company, enjoying their laughter, having fun and all of that, and then something shifted, okay? There's definitely a reason for that. So let's see what Spirit can give us a little more details on what was the reason. So what was this shift about then? What were the dynamics at play that created this moment for Aries Taurus? What shifted? What changed? That ego versus the self. I think somebody's ego got in the way. Okay. Might not be yours though. It could be whoever you like recently connected with, Aries Taurus. Honesty, yeah. Yep. Okay. It's almost like if this person who ghosted would have just been honest, you might have maintained the connection with them. But because they either weren't or things just got a little weird, it's like, how can you trust them now? Or it made it a little too suspicious or too fishy or too wishy-washy or something like that. Maybe this person wants to come in and talk about some honesty. You've got originality here. Okay. Yeah, that's what I mean. There was something unique. Something stood out about this person to you. Again, even the fact that maybe they made you laugh, or maybe, you know, this was the first time you felt connected to someone in a long time. I feel like Spirit is saying that don't give up on your love life just because of one person. Just because that kind of respark or resurgence of connection didn't necessarily lead to the romance you were looking for. It doesn't mean that there isn't a relationship out there, okay? So try to just be mindful of like doomsday disaster type thinking, okay? Or the whole like woe is me thing. Just don't make yourself a victim here, Aries Taurus. You're always the victor. Remember that. Okay? Even when you're learning harsh lessons, even when karma's present, the win is that you're learning the lesson, okay? Keep your perspective right. Yeah, maintaining that integrity, okay? And I think what this situation maybe has brought into a deeper awareness for you is that you need someone who's integritous. Someone who does what they say they're going to do, shows up when they say they're going to show up, calls when they say they're going to call, and or if something gets in the way of that, they have the almost like the care enough to say, hey, something's come up, I might need to take a break from whatever, or like you might not hear from me for a couple of days because of this, that, and the third, or like just communication maybe as well. Communication, yeah, reflection. So you do have a relationship and a romance that will be integritous, or that'll hold that statue of integrity. What else? But your awareness, I think, is what shifted. Yeah, intuition. Something pinged your intuition as, something may not necessarily all the way be kosher here, so I'm gonna let this go. But it was maybe hard to do that, especially if this was, again, some sort of resurgence of emotional connection or mental connection or sexual connection or sensual connection in whatever way. Okay, after some sort of heartbreak. Okay. I think you maybe even can trust your intuition on why somebody ghosted, but again, it's your desire for transparency, okay? You don't want to be with someone who feels like they have to hide something from you or can't be honest with you in whatever way. Now, I do say that with a grain of salt because depending on how new or fresh this connection is, people don't necessarily owe you full background detail about what they have going on, especially if they're just getting to know you. So keep that in mind too. Maybe this person didn't feel like they could open up to you, but that's their stuff, not you. Okay? That's their stuff. Can we get one more? Thank you. Yeah, grace is at the bottom with the 7th chakra. So again, an awakening in your awareness has happened here, okay? You're definitely learning how to give yourself grace and give others grace as things maybe don't go to plan, don't work out the way you had hoped, or as disappointments kind of show up in your love life. I think overall message, this is not a time to give up on love, Aries, Taurus, okay? This is not a time to give up on love. Anything that you're going through is teaching you how to be more aware of what it is that you desire. And it's that integrity. I think that's such a big part of what really makes you feel secure when someone is comfortable being bold and honest and maybe even blunt, dare I say, with you, okay? And someone who has the patience towards you as well as you kind of sort through or figure out or, you know, live in your authenticity. So that absolutely is coming. Okay, that's absolutely coming, but you are still doing a little bit more internal healing, okay? And I want you to give yourself the space to do so. So I hope that this message serves you well, Aries, Taurus. I thank you so much, my patrons, for tuning in, and I love you for all your love and support. And let me know your thoughts. Whenever this resonates, whenever it does, make sure you come back when you feel called to, and I'll see you in our next one, okay? Namaste.